We all want to live longer, right? But what if the real goal isn't just about adding more years to your life, but adding more life to your years? That's the big idea we're diving into today. And honestly, the answer might just change how you think about getting older forever.
So let me ask you something. Just take a second and really think about it. If you were guaranteed to live to be 100 years old, what are 10 physical things you'd absolutely want to still be able to do? Seriously. Maybe it's hiking your favorite trail, or playing on the floor with your great-grandkids. Or maybe it's as simple as being able to lift your own suitcase into the overhead bin on a plane. What's on your list?
Well, this whole idea actually has a name, and it comes from the longevity expert Dr. Peter Attia. He calls it the centenarian decathlon. Now, this isn't about winning some Olympic medal. Nope, it's about winning at life. It's about you defining your own 10 events that you want to crush when you hit age 100. It's basically your personal roadmap to staying independent and awesome. Okay, but here's the catch. There's this huge and mostly silent obstacle standing in the way of pretty much all of our goals. It's a condition that most of us have never, ever heard of. But believe me, it affects every single one of us.
Yeah, that silent obstacle? It's called sarcopenia. It's the natural, age-related loss of your muscle and your strength. And here's the really scary part. It doesn't wait until you're old to show up. It can start quietly creeping in as early as your 30s. Yeah, your 30s.
And when you find out what the word sarcopenia actually means, it really hits home. It literally translates to a poverty of flesh. But I think poverty of strength is even more powerful. Because this isn't about how you look in the mirror. It's about what you can do. It's the difference between being able to lift your grandchild up for a hug and not being able to. And this progression, well, it's pretty sobering. Sarcopenia starts quietly in your 30s. By the time you hit 65, the vast majority of adults are dealing with at least one chronic disease. And by age 80, the average person has lost a whopping 40% of the muscle mass they had when they were 30. Think about that for a second. That's almost half your strength, just gone.
But get this, and this is a really crucial point. You lose your strength even faster than you lose your muscle size. We're talking 2 to 3 times faster. And why is that? Well, it's because we lose our fast-twitch muscle fibers more quickly. Those are the fibers you need for power, for quick movements, like catching yourself when you stumble, or just getting up out of a low chair. All that essential stuff.
So look, this isn't just about feeling a little bit weaker. The stakes are much, much higher than that. This really gets to the heart of the difference between your lifespan and your health span. And when I say the stakes are high, I mean it. Check out this 12-year study from Chile. They tracked older adults and grouped them by muscle mass. In the group with the least amount of muscle, 50% of them had died 12 years later. 50%! Half of them. Now look at the group with the most muscle. Only 20% had passed away. That is a massive, massive difference in survival.
This image right here tells such a powerful story. Just look at these 3 thighs. You've got a 40-year-old athlete, all dense muscle, very little fat. Then you have a 74-year-old sedentary person, and their muscle is literally marbled with fat. But the most incredible part? Look at the 74-year-old athlete. Their muscle looks almost identical to the person 34 years younger than them. This just proves it, right? It's not about your age, it's about your activity.
And all of this brings us to this critical difference in mindset, what some people call medicine 2.0. That's the old way. It's all about just extending your lifespan, which often means you end up with a long, slow, low-quality decline. The new goal, medicine 3.0, is all about extending your health span, keeping you strong, vibrant, and functional for as long as humanly possible, followed by a really short decline. As the saying goes, the goal is to live long, drop dead.
Okay, so I know that's a lot and it might sound a little bleak, but here is the fantastic news. The solution is surprisingly straightforward. So let's get right into the blueprint for what you can actually do about it.
It honestly boils down to 2 simple golden rules. If you forget everything else from this, remember these 2 things. These are the 2 most powerful levers you can pull to fight back against sarcopenia and start building that foundation for your centenarian decathlon.
Rule number 1 is super simple. Eat enough protein. And the target number to really aim for is about 100 grams per day. Now, this is way more than the standard RDA you might see, because that's usually just the bare minimum to prevent a deficiency. We're not talking about just surviving, we're talking about thriving.
And the science on this is just so compelling. One study found that a group eating 100 grams of protein a day lost 40% less muscle mass than a group that was only eating 50 grams. It's pretty clear, protein gives your body the literal building blocks it needs to hold on to that precious muscle.
Okay, so on to rule number 2. Strength train consistently.
And I know the question a lot of you are probably asking, is walking enough? Look, walking is fantastic for you, and it's way better than nothing. It can definitely help you maintain some muscle. But to actually build new muscle and really fight sarcopenia, you've got to do resistance training. You have to create a stress that tells your body, hey, we need to adapt and get stronger.
That all sounds great, right? But where do you even begin? I get it. It can feel super overwhelming. So let's make it as simple as possible. Here are the first 3 moves you can start focusing on, like today.
If you want the most bang for your buck, you just got to focus on the big 3. First, the squat. That's for your entire lower body. Second, the deadlift, which is amazing for your whole posterior chain. That's your back, your glutes, your hamstrings. And third, the overhead press for your shoulders and your core. These are what we call compound movements, and they train your body to work as one strong, connected unit.
So how do you actually get stronger over time? Well, there's this fantastic ancient story about Milo of Croton, a Greek wrestler. The legend goes that he started carrying a newborn calf on his shoulders every single day. And every day, as that calf grew just a little bit bigger and heavier, so did Milo's strength. Eventually, he was carrying a full-grown bull. This story perfectly explains the secret sauce: progressive overload. You have to gradually increase the challenge to keep getting stronger.
You've probably heard that old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Well, it is the exact same thing for building strength. It doesn't matter where you're starting from, the journey to a stronger, more vibrant centurion of living begins with that very first step, taken right now. So, I'll ask you again, what's on your centenarian decathlon list?